Kane, it's 1-0. We're fucking down. 13th in the championship. The takeover happened as I said it would. People will be. Oh, when have we got Leeds? We are prepared for everything. We are prepared for everything. He hit all the right notes. I'm feeling even more confident. Well, I'd love to say that I was before, but I wasn't feeling confident before. But I am now, because the boss has just spoken. Yeah? The boss has just spoken. How confident can you feel when you're flexing these bad boys? Hey! Look at them! Everyone mocks the Crocs. The North Face slippers. We've gone next level. We gone with the Doc Sandals, Jesus sneakers. What we saying? Please do smash a like on the video, subscribe to the channel, get your comments in, and of course hit that notification bell. We're here to dissect, decipher, and discuss Daniel Farke's press conference. I just love the end when he was asked, what about penalties? And he just went, we are prepared for everything. And that was it. That was it. Boom. We are prepared for everything. And I was like, yes. Let's go. Let's go. Gio Rutter time. As Somerville would say, back to winning ways. Do you know what I mean? What are those? Gandhi's flip-flops, man. Let's go. No, I've been shopping because obviously I'm going on holiday. I'm actually having a holiday first in about 2 or 3 years in June. Just for a few days. So I went to go get my holiday fits. And I know you mock my Crocs. You mock my North Face slippers. So I knew you would want to mock them bad boys. I'm going to let you into a little secret here as well. Yeah. I had to buy women's. Do you know why I had to buy women's? Because I've got tiny feet and the men's were too wide. So these are actually women's. But they're the same. They're unisex, man. I promise you. Here we go. Michael says, Joe, I've got to give it to you for your relentless content, keeping us entertained during a stressful week. Because I'm delicate, exactly. I kept saying this in the shot. I was going, I've just got dainty feet, man. I've just got dirty feet. Get off me. You know, get off my back. And my mate who was with me went, oh, yeah, he's going away with his girlfriend. I was like, why are you having to clarify that fact? Are you embarrassed that people might think we're together? Anyway, let's get into what was said. All non-binary feet. That's a great way of putting it. Why would I tell the world I'm not bothered, bro? You know me, I don't give two shits. It is what it is. Right, okay, we're going to get into what he says. Hope you're all doing well. Smash a like on the video, subscribe to the channel, get your comments in, hit the notification bell and all that jazz. Von Oakenfor is who has been a member for 4 months. I'm just looking at the picture there. I can't tell if someone's smoking a pipe. See that the soon-to-be XPM is on TalkSport on Sunday. If this isn't motivating for Leeds to win, then God knows what will. Did not know that. And that's good for us because for once, people will be... I mean, not that we're arse, but you would imagine that the whole of the country wants Leeds United to win. Jennifer says, off topic, will you be covering the Euros? Yes, and Copa America. So you will see me during English times. You will see me during American times. Yeah? We will be there. Euros, Copa America. It's going to be a lit June and July for us on the Just Joe Football Show. I have a lot of viewers over across the pond. We have viewers in the UK, of course, and we're going to be covering it all. We're going to be doing hate-alongs for Canada, more so for Jesse Marsh FC. We'll be obviously checking the GOAT, Uruguay, my guy Bielsa, who actually play the States. And I feel a little bit, you know, I listen, I've nothing against American, contrary to reports, but I do want Bielsa to dunk on them. Because the USMNT accounts told us that Jesse's ball was amazing and all this sort of stuff. And I want to show them Bielsa ball. Uruguay will dunk on them. Honestly. So we'll be there. And of course, England. Because as Tom says, it's coming home. It's coming home every tournament, but it will do this time because we've got the best player in England in Phil Foden. We've got the best player in Germany in Harry Kane. And we've got the best player in Spain in Jude Bellingham. Not even Gareth Southgate can mess this up. Honestly, I promise you, not even Gareth Southgate can mess this up. I promise you of this. Yeah? I promise you of this. Anyway, okay. Let's get in. Farke is here. He says, I'm pretty focused. I am concentrated. We know it's a massive, decisive game. It's a final, and obviously you are a little bit more focused. It's important, though, to stay calm and find a good balance. We have to concentrate on the contents. We are highly motivated. Like our opponent, but looking forward to having this game. It's a 50-50 game. Regardless, Southampton fans, they're getting a bit giddy because they beat us twice, and I understand it. But this is genuinely, for me, a 50-50 game. It could go either way. You know, anything can happen, as he said. It's a massive chance for us to get promoted back to the Premier League at the first time of asking. And what an achievement that would be when you consider the summer we had. I don't know if you've seen this as well. I've seen Russell Martin said that Shea Adams and Ross Stewart are fit. Okay, did you notice how they weren't in any of their training videos this week? So he's trying a little bit of kidology. You know, they're fit apparently. Also, I don't know if you're aware, when they beat Leeds, they went on a yacht, you know. We're seeing reports of this. They went on a yacht with the Southampton owners and partied on the yacht and were told, if you get us up, you will have the biggest party of your life on this yacht after they beat Leeds. So they're doing too much for me. I genuinely feel Southampton are doing too much. The fans did too much. The results have given them too much confidence. The owners are doing too much. Leeds United are cool, calm, collected. Even the fan base. Even I'm cool, calm and collected. Me. Do you know what I mean? Cool, calm and collected. I feel they're doing too much. Too much. And it's going to feed into us. We have that laser focus. I'd criticise the mentality, but after seeing them against Norwich, nah. I just want to check something, actually. Jamie, did you know... Jamie, I don't think you knew, bro, but did you know you were in the final of the Just Joe Fantasy Team Cup? Did you know this? Because I don't think you did, because you never mentioned it. I need to find it, because I swear you were in the final, bro. I think it was you and James Larkin, potentially, who actually won the league. But I think you actually won the cup, bro. Let me have a look. I got knocked out after game week 31, but I think you won. This team has been... No, my team's been eliminated. I want to see the full league, though. I don't know if you knew this, Jamie. Did you know? Nah, you didn't know. I think you won, bro. Let me have a look. I'm trying to find it now. How do I actually see it? Because it's only showing mine. Few cup matches, but then it's only showing mine. Ah, yeah, you won, bro. Yeah, I've got it. Jamie, you actually won the cup, bro. You won the FA Cup. Let me share it with you now. There you are, look. You were in the final against Callum Rushworth, and you won 60-40. There was no prize, folks. I didn't have no prize, unfortunately. I'd love to give him one of these non-tour shirts, but unfortunately, they're set for when I hit 30k. Although we're probably not going to hit 30k, so if we get promoted on the promotion stream we do on the evening, I'll just do the draw then, regardless of hitting 30k. But yeah, Jamie, you won, man. You won the final. You won, basically, bro, you won the FA Cup. Well done, Jamie Dixon. And I was seeing this, and people were letting me know, and I was going, Jamie doesn't know, because I know for a fact he would have mentioned it over and over and over again. So just big up to Jamie, by the way, who won the final against Callum Rushworth, 60-40. Bus parade, do it, Jamie. Do it. I want to see, make sure you send me pictures of you holding the FA Cup. I know you live in Sunderland as well, so I want to see you on, I don't know, Durham Road. Going like that. Yes, FA Cup winners, 2023-24, Just Joe FC fantasy team. Big up to you, though, Jamie. I was buzzing for you, to be honest. Giving me your sandals. Yeah, you can have my sandals, bro. Yeah, I don't think you'll wear them, but you can have them. Listen, you can't... Unfortunately, folks, you've either got it or you haven't. And I think I've got it. And you haven't. We'll see when I get the... When I... You know for a fact I'll put some pictures up of the holiday fits, so we'll see. We'll see. We will be there. We will be there indeed. Oh, wow. I love that. Yeah, man. USA v Uruguay. I'm always much worse at FPL when Leeds are in it. Alhamdulillah, Jimmy. Alhamdulillah. Obviously, I'll be doing a preview, and I've just been sent the best thumbnail that can't help but get you excited. You know what I mean? Nick Madden says, Saints fan, Russ has cleared Adams and Stewart to play this Sunday. I've seen that, Nick. I don't think they'll start, though, right? I don't think they'll be ready for 90 minutes. You wouldn't imagine so. I mean, they may be, but I think it's a bit of a push to expect them to play 90 minutes. I thought, if I'm being honest, and it was Jack who said this from Matchday Vlogs, he said he thinks it was a little bit of kidology from the club to not put them in their any of their videos. You know, your training videos during the week. He didn't put any of them in. They were none in. So I think can't tease you with a thumbnail and not show you. I'll show you, bro. It's clean as. I love my thumbnail guy. I'll show you. It's very nice. It's for the preview. It's nothing too leery, but as thumbnail goes, one sec. Why is it not? Oh, that's the background. I've put it on as a background. I'm going to dip out for a second so you can see it. It's time! Love that. It is time indeed. Right, let's get back into what Farke had to say. It was a long press conference. Adams may start. Stewart most likely be on the bench. I think it's definitely tactical media. Yeah, 100%. You were, because Jack actually said they're not in any of the training videos, but he felt that it was a tactic. And it's proved to be the case, because now he said they're both fit. He said they're both fit. It was nice, isn't it, Jill? It's nice. I thought that myself as well. I was like, whoa. Right, okay. Just had a mess. I've been so busy today, man. It's been back to back. Right, Joe, get your head in the game. Get your head in the game. I get your head. Oh, what's Fabrizio Romano tweeting? Oh, Hansi Flick has gone to Barcelona. Yeah, I've seen that. Barcelona just scrubbing the legends left, right, and centre. We spoke about them managers last night. Me and Gabe, mad. Bit of a mad situation, what's going on with all these managers. I also told my girlfriend that I had to buy girls' sandals because my feet are too thin, and she said, oh, well, I can borrow them. Imagine that, lending your girlfriend your sandals. Tell me about it, bro. I'm up and down like a yo-yo, man. Honestly, till Wednesday or Thursday. Wednesday, Joe. I was like, brr. I actually slept until 2:30. Exhaustion, and then the last couple of days I've been. But it's mad. But yeah, we're good. We're good at the minute, which is positive. But like Farke said, it's a good chance to promote back to the Premier League at the first time of asking. Yeah, at the first time of asking. Imagine, can I just ask you something in the chat, actually? If we don't go up, do you think the Farke outers will be in, will be out in full force? Chris says you wouldn't walk up right lane in them. This is where I grew up, by the way. Yeah, man, I've always been a little bit zesty, bro, with some of the gear, man, to be honest. So, it don't faze me, man. Don't faze me, that stuff. Good guy, man. Yeah, how will the Farke outers... big up, Chris, by the way. I hope you're well, man. How will... And I hope your brother's well as well. Do you think they will be there, Vic? Yeah, they'll be like... Even if we... Imagine... This is how mad it'll be. Imagine we lost on penalties. Sorry to put that thought in there. But they will even say, Farke out. And it's like, but we lost on penalties, which is a flip of a coin. Like, come on. Do you know what I mean? I think it's wild when you... Yeah. Luke says they'll be singing from the rooftops, but there's 5 of them, so be right. But they're the loudest, man. They're the loudest, though. Yeah, Farke out and Bamford's fault for not being available to take a penalty. He's out, isn't he? He's out. To be honest, I was told, I think those that might have watched me, I said I'm not professing to be ITK, but I was told that Bamford had no chance. That was on Wednesday. I think I said it on one of the videos, but Everyone else is good to go. I don't think it's that... Is it too wild of me to say it's that big of a loss? Or am I being very recency biased with the fact of how well we played against Norwich? Because had we have not had that performance, I'd be going, oh, God, oh, no. Because while he has been out, I think I'm being too recency biased to say that I don't care, right? I am, I know I am. And look, 79% of people in the chat, or 80% now, think we've got it anyway regardless of Bamford. And I think there is a lot of recency bias attached to that, and also the fact that quite a lot of people dislike him anyway. But yeah, 80% think, you know, that we'll be fine without him. So yeah, that's one to watch. Yeah, right, okay. Let's get back into what was said. So Farke on injuries. Patrick is not available. We had some minor issues during this week, but each and every player will be available. Again, I'm not professing to be ITK, but on the same Wednesday that I was told about Bamford having no chance, I was also told that Coops didn't train, Ampadu wasn't in at all yet on that day, which was Tuesday, and Somerville had Monday off. I don't know why, but that's fine, innit? Ampadu might have had Tuesday off. But that might not be true, but I'm just saying the same person that told me on Wednesday that Bamford had no chance also said Coops didn't train, Ampadu wasn't in at all, and Somerville had Monday off. But they might have had other engagements, right? And I was like, I'm not going to share that because it might be wrong, and if it is, it'll just set the cat amongst the pigeons. But the facts are, everyone's fine apart from Bamford. So that is all good to go, right? That's all good to go. And Farke did say, we've had some minor issues during this week, but each and every player will be available. It says Sam Byram returned back to team training yesterday as well, so he's an option, isn't he? But you're playing Archie Gray there. I think we go 4-2-3-1. If his body doesn't show reaction, he will be available. Apart from our long-term injuries, Stroud, Dallas and Bamford, all of us are available. Absolutely fantastic. That's what you want to hear. Spoke about Russell Martin. Now, I did a video on Russell Martin the other week. It didn't do as well as I'd have thought, but that's fine. That's fine, you know. You can't always be good. But he says, I was quite pleased when I had him at Norwich. Why are you lying? He was my captain. My first steps in English football. I was inexperienced. Russell, in the later stages of his career, especially in the first weeks, got a lot of information because of him. I could tell he would become a manager, i.e., you're coming for my job. You're getting sacked off. He judged the games and everything that happens around the pitch, the dressing room, and the eyes of the manager. I was sure he'd do a good job in the business as a manager, which he has proved to do, if we're being honest. MK Dons, Swansea, and now Saints. As a captain, he was a leader of men. The way he led the group, I sense many skills. If you want to lead the group as a manager, you could see that in him. He said there was no doubt after his playing career he'd become a great manager. I was quite sure. He's a great person. Right now he's proving me right. We have our experience from Norwich. Farke might be all right, but Russell's not. I don't care what anyone says. But why would you be? Why would you be? Because he bombed you out, right? I don't blame Russell Martin for that. You know? I don't blame that. Like, if in any walk of life, if you were captain, leading the team, in any walk of life, if you were the leader on the binman truck, you know, the one that stood and barked the orders, if a new gaffer came in and then said, nah, you're going to now start actually putting the bins away, you're not driving the truck anymore, mate, you're going to put the bins away, you'd be annoyed at that guy who made that decision, right? Do you know what I mean? So in any walk of life, yeah, if you were the top guy, someone comes in and says, nah, you're not the top guy, you're not even good enough to be the bottom guy, i.e. you're training with the 23s, you'd be annoyed, 100%. It'd be hard not to. Farke spoke on team selection. He said, of course, I'd have preferred to have Patrick available. I don't think he'd have started anyway, but it's an option. I think we can all agree, regardless of whether we think we miss him, we like him, we think he's rubbish, he's great, you would still miss him as an option. He says it's also important right now to face the reality. He is not there. He is not there, and it's up to us to find other solutions. Well, against Norwich, we found them solutions. He says, I trust my whole group. There are no complaints or looking for excuses. I won't speak about the starting lineup right now. We found our rhythm back in the playoffs and want to show this on Sunday. I'm not giving anything away, but I think it's going to be the same team. I'd be very surprised that it's not. Do you know what I mean? Sorry, I'm just messaging Jer, because I think he wanted to go live after this and me jump on with him, so I'll let you know. So yeah, we've got our rhythm back. We did do that. Let's just hope that it isn't just what like a one-trick pony vibe, and we see another performance. Do you know, every time I see JT in the chat as well, I think it's the JT, and then I realise who are they on about, and it's like, oh yeah, it's Justin Thomas. Every time I'm like, oh, it's JT popped in. Farke then spoke about playing Southampton and their threat, and he said they're one of the best sides in the Championship. They have, many experienced players, much more experienced than us, let's be honest. He's a classy coach. In the last 2 decades, they've spent more time in the Premier League than we have. Can't get away from that fact. For this level, it's difficult to beat them. This was proven in the first 2 games. We have to be at our best. This is why I'm saying it's like, for me, Leeds United need to be on it. It's a 50-50 game for me. It's difficult to beat them. This was proven in the first 2 games. We have to be at our best. We know we're strong, and we have a really good side in the spotlight games. That was the word I was looking for the other day. I spoke about spotlight games. We beat Leicester and Ipswich twice. In spotlight games. And not just like because they were difficult opponents. At that time, they were massive games. The Southampton game, the first time around, arguably, wasn't that big of a game. And the reason I say that is because Southampton, well, it was for Southampton more so than us, because Russell Martin could have got the sack. The next game we play him end of the season, it was done. It was done, Tomorrow or Sunday, I wish it was tomorrow, I want it out of the way. Tomorrow's my driving test, by the way. Alhamdulillah. Yeah, tomorrow's my driving test. You'll either get this, sat on a car bonnet, because that's the go-to picture that everyone has, innit? With my pass certificate, or you won't get any communication from me whatsoever, at which point you then know. My test's at 11. If you haven't heard from me by 12, just know that I've passed and never mention driving cars ever again. Okay? Please do me that. Yeah, so Sunday's the game. But he said would have preferred to win 6 points against Southampton and we'd have automatic promotion. But you can't choose. You can't choose, yeah. And I think, as mad as this sounds, and maybe I am trying to use it as some sort of copium to try and make myself feel good, but I think it's made Southampton, especially the fan base, and maybe some of the players, very, very confident, almost overconfident. We'll see. Farke was then asked about what his final words will be for the squad of players. He says, tomorrow we have a training session with the last bits of information to work on against the ball, what we're going to do off the ball, which is going to be key. Because against Southampton in both games, off the ball, we were shite. We let runners go, we weren't pressing, all these sort of things, yeah? Yeah, I love that from Jamie. I will make sure to message you and tweet you a reminder of bringing provisional at 9 a.m. sharp. My driving instructor's picking me up at 10. So we've got an hour before. If he doesn't say it to me, I'll go, are you taking the piss? But yeah, 10 a.m. is probably best, Jamie. Big up to you, yeah? But yeah, so tomorrow we have a training session, last bits of information to work on off the ball, and I was saying we definitely need to improve off the ball. 1 or 2% can be decisive. We've got good habits, good nutrition, good preparation. We want to be there in top-class shape. We will be there. Farke then, obviously, I've not actually seen this, folks, because I don't live in Leeds, but Farke's face is embezzled across Trinity Shopping Centre in Leeds, and he says, thank God I haven't seen it. I don't like to see my face too much. My players are in the spotlight. I truly believe it's a players' game. That's more important. I'm too old to show my face too much. I want to be there to help my lads. Just trying to take the pressure out and all that. But remember, had we have not beaten Norwich, we wouldn't even be playing this game. But people would be using that and going, oh, see what I mean? He said it's a players' game. Oh, it's not his fault. Yeah, get him out. Because they were after he put the pressure back on the players and they came to the fore, emblazoned. Sorry, sub 39H, yeah. I'm quite a linguist, but I do get a lot of words wrong as well. I do think I'm a bit of a linguist. Common as muck, but linguist. Articulate. I think so. You go in your sandals, Joe. No. Might get the sandal caught under the pedal or something like that. I'll go in my sneakers, bro. And then when I'm past that, I'll be just driving in Crocs. They see me rolling. Yeah, I agree. If McKenna leaves it, they're done out here. So Farke on mentality says, never have I been in Wembley before. Yeah, first time for me. But it's no major news that there are spotlight games or sold-out stadiums so far that it's important when you want to lead a young group to show this leadership, to show what's capable and to lead with the right choices. It's important to send the messages, be focused on ourselves than trying to pretend something we are not. We will not try to do something completely different. It's important to find a good balance. I am highly motivated, focused, keep going with a smile on my face. That's the thing, is it? Don't change too much. Just because you're going to a final, don't change too much. Because then it can... Just any normal day, isn't it? That's the way you have to see it. It's just any normal day. Treat it as any normal day. Any normal game. Going with that mentality. Don't be, taking all the players away on a yacht and telling them if you win, we'll give you the biggest party of your lives on this very yacht. All this sort of stuff. Nah, you're doing too much. Game face until you're done. Yeah? Game face until you're done. Then we move. Farke on convincing the team of the plan. That's my job, that our players believe in the plan. The most important is to deliver quality on the training pitch and in the meeting room, to analyse the opponent well, to speak about what's important, to do this methodically, to reach the hearts and souls of the players. We see on the pitch, if it works, then you need a bit of luck. The longer you are in this business, the more you get the feeling of what is necessary at the right times. You can't allow yourself one day to not be switched on or only give 1% less. It's always difficult, but this is what you have to do in this job. If it was easy, anyone could do it. Well, listen, if you know Pep these days, you get a top 6 job, but I hear what he's saying. You see what he's saying. Experience can't be discredited in management. Obviously, it's a new experience for him, but it's a new experience for Russell Martin as well. I don't think he's been in a playoff final. I don't know if he's played at Wembley with or managed at Wembley with MK Dons or Swansea. I don't think he has. So it's a new experience for them all, really. But yeah, Farke's got that little edge in terms of experience on Russell Martin. It's 3 o'clock, Tom. Kickoff's free, isn't it? Unless it's 5 p.m. where you are, but it's free. No, I don't prefer Dan James to play instead of Nonto. No, keep the same. Why? Nonto was great. Nonto was great for me. Why do we want James? No, don't change it at all, me. Farke on nerves. Rituals are always good, keeping things the same. We will stick to our normal processes, what we do in the day before the game. We have done it several times in the morning before the game. Sometimes we go for a walk. He mentioned about, like, sometimes they'll go walk around the stadium and that. So he says, see if we can do this at Wembley. It's not too far from where we're staying. We haven't decided yet, but I just want us to concentrate on our contents and not change our habits too much. Let's not change our habits too much. Which is important, I think. Do you agree? Like, it's important just to keep things the same. And then we will have a fucking great day. If we keep things the same and don't get too giddy and don't do too much, we will have a fucking great day. Yeah? This is important. Farke on defence. And this is the key thing that has improved, is him going to Carrow Road, getting a clean sheet, getting a point in effect, getting a draw, 0-0, not conceding to then the performance we've seen. So it's important. So the defence is key for me. I think defend first in this game. Don't go for the jugular like we did against Norwich. Defence first, build a solid foundation and then go. That's my head, I think, anyway. But then people say the longer it's 0-0, the worse it is for Leeds, etc. But I'm like, solid foundation, defend. Don't let them break us down, then we go. Because no team is better in this league in transition than Leeds United. And I think defensively, you can get at them. Someone made a great point. I listened to Not the Top 20 podcast, and this might sound like a mad comparison. It does, and it did as I heard it, but I get it. He said, do you remember when England played France, and it was Kyle Walker and Kylian Mbappe? He said it's similar in terms of Chris Somerville and Kyle Walker. Because Kyle Walker's going to be expected to go forward, much like Kyle Walker is, get involved in the build-up phase. Yeah. And then is Somerville and Mbappe as defensively sound and as defensively minded as some other players in the team? Probably not. But But if France or Leeds win that ball and Kyle Walker or Kyle Walker-Peters are further up the pitch, then you've got all that space to run into for your Mbappes and your Somerville. And I like that comparison. I realised I said Kyle Walker about 5 times there instead of Kyle Walker-Peters. But my point is, like, that's what he said. That I think it was George Ellick from Not the Top 20. He just thinks that because Kyle Walker's got to get forward, Kyle Walker-Peters, like Kyle Walker does in England strip, yeah? And then go, yeah, I'll shut up because I realised I said Kyle Walker. But I just liked that. Kylian Mbappe, Kyle Walker, Chris Somerville, Kyle Walker-Peters. Does that make sense? I hope it does. Anyway, so on the defence, Farke says we have to handle the Premier League quality of Southampton's offence, which it is. It's, well, no, it's good. It's not Premier League quality. They've all played in the Premier League and were pretty pants. David Brooks, Shea Adams, Adam Armstrong, Stuart Armstrong, Ross Stewart's never played there. It's not Premier League. You know what I mean? But I hear him. So, Premier League quality of Southampton's offence. We had the most clean sheets in the whole league, and it's good for our confidence and rhythm to return to that in the 2 Norwich games. Exactly, getting 2 clean sheets, very important. Good defensive behaviour. This is one of my key topics. Best solution is to have the ball, and then you can't concede. We want to have as many spells as possible when we dominate possession. So maybe, that is a difference to me saying, sit in, don't concede, It might just be a case of who's going to have most of the ball. Well, make sure you make your passes. Make sure you make your passes well. The one key thing here as well, one key thing which I think could actually aid Leeds United. I think it could aid us. Although it didn't at Ellen Road, because Firpo switched off and Kyle Walker-Peters got to the byline and crossed it. Yeah? But Alex McCarthy can't play short. Alex McCarthy's not as good with the ball at his feet as Bazunu. And now, and Jack mentioned this, and I think Lockie said he'd watched a lot of their games recently, but Jack from Matchday Vlogs mentioned this. They don't go short anymore. They go long. They have to go long when the keeper's got the ball. So press the shit out of him. So then you do have to force him long. So he can't find, your centre-backs, Jack Stevens, Howard Bellis, and Bednarak. Or Kyle Walker-Peters. Get on him. Make sure you press him. Force him long. And then we can build up. Yeah, Andrew. And this is risk reward and all that sort of stuff, isn't it? Risk reward and all that sort of stuff. I hear you. Yeah. I think that's key as well. I just think it's a good point to think about is the fact that their keeper doesn't play short anymore, which doesn't really enable them to dominate possession as, say, Leeds can, because Meslier will go short into Ampadu, into Rodons, into Firpos, and will build up from the back. Whereas they really don't have that luxury as much anymore. So can they? I don't know. Listen, I'm hurting my own head as I'm thinking about it, but you hear me. Yeah, so Farke on his own managerial achievements, because he was asked about his time at Leipzig, and he was quite impressed with the reporter, because he said, even I forgot about Leipzig. But he said, every experience helps. I was involved a few times in a title race. The process of a title race to play a final are more or less the same. I don't like to compare some achievements too much, because it would not be respectful to my earlier stage of my career. For that, I don't like to compare too much, but let's talk about it after the game. If we've done this, I'd rather praise us once we've achieved something. Again, important. Let's not, start planning for, if we win, we're going to go out on yachts and party till it's 1985. Do you know what I mean? Or 1999, whatever that song goes. Gonna party like it's 1989. No, it's 99, isn't it? 1999. Yeah, we're not going to do any of that. We'll talk about it after the game. Boom, then we'll be there. Farke on motivation to coach in the Premier League, and he says nobody is more motivated than me. I wouldn't have signed a contract for any other club at this level. Hear that, folks, as well. He was never. Yeah, I am, bro. Yeah. because you went on a yacht and then been told if you win, you'll go on another yacht and all that. It's too much saying 194, too much for me. But I thought it was quite interesting that he said, I wouldn't sign a contract for any other club at this level. For Farke, he'll think I've done it. I've done it. I've won it. It's fine. He's already shown that at this level he's one of the best at it. Even if we don't get promoted, for us to finish third on 90 points, he's won it twice, probably wins it next season with Leeds. He's already shown he's probably better than this level. And for him, he probably thought, I've done that. But when Leeds come a knocking, you gotta answer. Because we're a massive club. These are facts. We're not no Norwich. He says, I don't judge my time at Norwich as unfinished business. We were in the Premier League. Last year, I was in the Bundesliga. My aim is to work in the Premier League. And this is my big motivation, to work there again with an exciting club. It's very special in different ways. If it's easy, then it's not. It's not. If it was easy, then it's not the job for me. I always like challenges where you can create something special. If possible, to create a bit of a legacy. It would be nice to Farke to create a legacy. It won't be difficult. I'm sorry. People won't want to hear it, but it won't be difficult. Because we've had to deal with decades and decades and decades of shit. And certain generations of fans, yes, we have the Revies. Yes, we have Wilco. Bielsa's their guy. So if Farke was to get us back to the Premier League and keep us in there for 5 seasons, that's leaving an imprint on the football club that we previously haven't had for a very, very long time. Obviously, David O'Leary as well. I just sort of squash that. But you hear what I'm saying. It's not hard. So he wants to create something special, create a bit of a legacy. There are coaching legends here at Leeds. We all know their names. Hopefully in a few years, when we bring this club back, I can be proud I played a little part in the history of the club. First step is to return back to the Premier League. Phil says, I just know if we go, we are secured in Premier. I believe as well, Phil. I do. I felt this under Bielsa, and had we backed him in his first season, we would have. We'd still be there. He might not be there. We'd have had a better coach. Well, nah. We'd have still brought in fucking Jesse probably because... But if you'd have just gave players... If you'd have just given him the tools, we'd still be there. But you didn't. You tried to do it on the cheap and on the credit card. Farke was asked on the time to prepare. He said the playoff final is always special. It's a do-or-die game. You can't repair mistakes. This isn't a 46-game season. It's one game. With over 46, he says you can repair. Cup games you cannot. You have to be spot on. The focus is pretty special and the concentration level is very high. You have to make sure the players are not over-motivated or excited. I quite like we've had time to prepare and to work with the players, because even during the season, we were at our best when we had time to work on habits, when we had time on the training pitch, And you can see that. Norwich is a great point. We had a week. We were conceding goals left, right and centre. With 2 wins in 7. 2 wins in 7. I totally capitulated. Couldn't keep a clean sheet. Even the win against Borough, we conceded 2. QPR put 4 past us. Southampton put 2 past us. We were porous. We were like a wet sponge with holes in. Just seeping in the goals like the sponge does water. Then we have a week off and we come back. And bam. When we come back, we get a clean sheet. Then the week after... it weren't a week, was it? It was from Thursday to I can't remember. But we had more time and we win 4-0. Now we've had another week. Boom, we're there. So I agree with what he says there. When we've had time to prepare, we've always been better. But he did all mention that also Southampton have had that. Time to prepare, for sure. Asked about Rutter. He was asked about Rutter as well, because obviously Rutter, what a turnaround he's had, and he said, "How did you do that?" And he said, in the beginning, communication was quite important. I listened to what he said. It's important to let the players speak. I got a feeling for what the problem was. Also, like he mentioned about communicating, about finding solutions, because if you think about it, Rutter had to deal with Jesse Marsh, Javi Gracia, Big Sam, and then Farke came in. So he said I had to get down to brass tacks, interact with him. you know. Then it came to his home hard work. He said, I'll never take praise myself for developing a player. I will always praise the players. We can work with them, bring them close to the door, but they have to take the step through it. It's like taking a horse to water. You can't make it drink. It has to drink itself, right? Take the good advice. And Georgie had a difficult start to life here. And Leeds United could have sold him, remember, to Dortmund, you know. And he's had a few challenging spells this season, but overall he's played fantastic. Deserves all the credit. Hopefully he can do it in one last game. I was listening again to the not the top 20. They spoke about the Wembley big pitch, and I know everyone's going to tell me, but it's not big. But it just looks bigger. And they said, like, Rutter, if he's on it, they'll win the game. Rutter's so key, so key. When the going gets tough, Pat gets going. My word, he always gets hurt when we're running cold this way. Look, I think Pat will have played his last game anyway. I don't think we see him anymore. Farke was then asked by Phil here, I think, how does he tackle his team talk? Quite often I decide to be spontaneous, he said. When we prepare, we are addicted to prepare in different ways. I have to calm myself down so I don't overload them. In the preparation, it's important to be analytical and work on tactical terms. In the minutes before the game, I remind them of the key topics and the basics of football. That we are competitive, we are confident, we win our duels. Yeah, that's like what you just expect. Go on, go out there, win your own battle, yeah? Win your first tackle. It's all that sort of stuff that you hear on Sunday League, right? That they need as well. Once you know, once they're on, once they've got all the plans, that last bit, it's all emotion, isn't it? And every player's different, isn't it? I quite often decide to be spontaneous on what the last message is. The last words are often a bit more emotional for me, more than tactics. I'd imagine that's when you have the likes of Cooper shouting up as well, you know? And just, I don't know what's going on in the chat, but, like, please be aware, it's sometimes difficult to read my notes, check the chat and chat at the first time. I'm sorry if I'm missing, but I've only put up the super chats currently. I can't read them all out, unfortunately. There's 450 people. I've had a lot of people message, oh, why haven't you put any of my chat up and that? And it's like, well, it wasn't relevant at the time. Relax. Do you know what I mean? I'm sorry. But I can't do it all at once. I don't understand why people are getting vexed over that. Anyway, he was asked about if it was important that he had support of the city, you know. Support of the city, mentioned again about his face on the shopping centre. I don't know, some school singing songs for Leeds fans or something. And he just said, yeah, look, before, when I was younger, I'd have been, you know, excited by that, but I'm a lot older now, you know. I'm not driven by those emotions, so I just stay calm. I'll never dance on the table. Or I won't be too down if some persons don't like what we did. You know, I think he mentioned something like 1 minute you can have a statue, next thing people want you in the streets throwing tomatoes at you. Do you know what I mean? And it's true. But he did say, you know, this is about the players. My young players want to invite everyone to be believers to create this atmosphere. You know, so grateful our supporters have shown this. The atmosphere at Ellen Road in the last game was second to none. Some of the journalists who've come here, yeah, and been here for decades have said that's the best atmosphere they've ever... There's fans that I know that have been there during Champions League nights. I weren't lucky enough, but there's fans that have been there during Champions League nights that said it wasn't as good as that. So that's how big it was. And Farke and the Leeds fan and the players have all both done that. You know what I mean? Not today, don't make me guilty. Bryn, are you talking to me there? I hope you're not talking to me there. Can you confirm if you're talking to me there? Don't bring up in this chat anybody's fucking children. I'll tell you that for nothing. And if you certainly won't speak about mine. I'll tell you that for fucking nothing. Because that's nah. You don't do that. So, I hope that wasn't meant for me. Because then that. Yeah. Well, just, this is what I mean. Like, poof. Anyway. I don't understand. Like, you're getting annoyed because I can't read all the fucking chats. And then it's a explanation. All I see is people, and then it's like, and then you're saying I've got it wrong. Yeah, but this is what I'm saying. If I've got it wrong, but even still, no one should be talking about anyone's children in the chat for a start. Yeah, for the start. But my point is, why? Yeah, but if it wasn't for me, this is the point when I'm trying to do something. Yeah, and then wonder, that's why it's difficult, because now people are saying, well, you got it wrong, it was actually for someone else's child or whatever. But this is the point, isn't it? This is the point. I don't know what's happening, man, but yeah. Anyway, we moved, don't we? I apologise if I've upset anyone, but when I seen that, I assumed it was for me, and I'm not going to accept that for sure. Anyway, some of the journalists came in for decades. It's never been like how it was, and it's a huge part in getting us back to our best, Hope there is a white wall heading to London. This is a key point that he mentioned. Hope there is a white wall heading to London to overtake the capital. White flags, white colours in London so we can see these colours. He mentioned the white wall. Let's make a white wall. Like the White Walkers from Game of Thrones, yeah? Yeah. And then he was asked, and this is how I started the thing straight away, penalties. He said, we are prepared for everything. And that was it. That was all he said, He said, we are prepared for everything. We are prepared for everything. And that's how he ended it. And that's how I'm going to end it, folks. Listen, there will be a live stream at 4 o'clock. I'll be on Jer's channel. I think I'm on Connor's tonight at 8:30 as well. I don't know what I'll be doing later on this evening. I might not do anything. I've got my little boy later on. We'll wait and see. I probably could do with the evening off. Probably pre-record my preview that'll be out Saturday. And then Sunday we will be here. We will be there. We will be everywhere. Yeah, House of Dragons Season 2 coming soon. Big up to everyone in the chat. Apologies for the end there. Just bit of miscommunication, but then again, you shouldn't be, even if it wasn't my child, you shouldn't be speaking about people's kids in the chat regardless. Do you know what I mean? That's their children, that's their blood. Nah. Anyway, enjoy the rest of your day, and I will see you in a bit. Peace out. Love for the love and all that. Bye-bye.